like to welcome everyone here tonight. Can we stand for the pledge, please? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nicole, will you lead us in prayer, please?
Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you for allowing us to be able to meet tonight, and we just hope that you're with each and every one of us tonight and let us make our best decisions. We say this in your name, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Roll call, please.
Yes. Councilman Willis?
Here.
Councilwoman McCann? Here. Councilwoman Patton? Councilwoman McClure?
Here.
Councilwoman Cantu?
Here.
Councilwoman Pugh? Here.
Need a motion to suspend the reading and approve the minutes of March 4th, 2024 regular meeting.
Councilman Willis?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCann?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton? Councilwoman McClure?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cantu?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pugh? Yes.
Our electric plant board report, Angie's out. She's a little bit under the weather. So everybody has a copy of that. In old business, I need a second, we're having a second reading of ordinance number 220.10A, amending ordinance number 220.10, altering definitions and other matters. This is to do with the, would you like to elaborate on that?
Yes, this is where we're altering the definitions to take out some exceptions that the school board is using in litigation cases. And I just need someone to ask me to have the second reading, have it, pass it, and then we'll keep litigating.
I move that we have the second reading of the ordinance 220.10A.
Second reading of ordinance 220.10A, amending ordinance 220.10, altering definitions and other matters. And that'll be your second reading, and you can vote whenever there's a motion and second.
I'll make a motion to pass the ordinance 220.10A.
We have a second.
Yeah, so they need to wait for a second.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So, I guess I've got a conflict of interest, so I'd like to abstain from this one.
Thank you.
Councilwoman McCann?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton? Councilwoman McClure?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cantu?
Yes.
And Councilwoman Pugh?
Yes.
In new business, we need to reappoint Libby Smith on the Lewis County Recreational Park Committee. This is coincide with the county, and she was on this board and agreed to stay on it.
I'll make a motion to appoint Libby.
I'll second.
Councilman Willis?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCann?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton? Councilwoman McClure?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cantu?
Yes.
And Councilwoman Pugh?
Yes.
The other appointment is of Karen Fraley to the Ethics Board to replace Charlie Stapleton.
I'll make a motion to appoint Karen.
I'll second.
Councilman Willis?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCann?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton? Councilwoman McClure?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cantu?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pugh?
Yes.
We're not going into executive session, and let me tell you about this blacktop proposal. Didn't think that this was going to come in, and it came in at the last minute. We had, I think, 8 streets that we agreed to do last year, knowing we wouldn't get them done till this year. but we got them in last year's price. Well, I called Stephen Peterson with Eaton Blacktop, and I asked him if we done 3 or 4 more, would we be able to get them done this year? And he called me back, he said, if you can get them approved, he said, I can get them done the same time that I do these others, and which he told me he'll have them done by the end of May. And he said, if you can do them the same time, he said, I'll give you the same pricing as last year, which probably is saving us 5 to 10%. Plus, we don't have a mobilization fee. That's the fee they charge to bring the equipment in and move it around. He said, he said there wouldn't be any other fees from last year, so it would save us a few $1,000s in order to do it. And the bid come in, which I was hoping it would be somewhere in the $30,000–$40,000 range, and it came in, if you look on page 2, now that first figure you see at $57,536, that was last year's that we've already approved on page 2. And at the bottom of page 2, the figure that this year for those 4 streets we want to do is $40,353.87. We have, when we get this municipal road aid money, which comes 3-4 times a year in smaller increments, and with the exception for a year or so with COVID, it normally would run around $35,000. And that's what we got this year. And so we've got $35,000 to pay for this $40,000 that has come from the state for municipal road aid. This municipal road aid money is gas tax money that the state collects and they give to each county and city. And since I've been in office, I've always taken that money, we put it in savings until we have enough money to do some streets. Before, they just sort of rolled it in general fund, street fund. But this way here, streets actually get blacktop from it. So what I'm asking is if we could approve that amount, that $40,353.87, and keep in mind $35,000 of it has been sent to us from the state, and we already have that money, correct?
Yes.
So and we can pull the 5,000 out of surplus, or we've got that we can, but it will save us probably with the mobilization fees and paying last year's, that'll probably save us 10 to 15%. So,
Mayor, I have a question. I've got page 2 of 3. Is there a third page to this?
well, the third page actually showed all it was the third page is $97,890.53, and it was those two combined. Yeah. Anybody got any questions? Can answer anything? And like I said, he says if we can do this, he said he can get it all done, and he said he could have it done by the end of May.
And they'll all be done by the end of May?
Yeah, he can do these 3 streets plus, I don't know, was it 8 or 9? Well, I guess it's in front of it. It's 9 streets, but we got some extensions, and we didn't know we had street extensions, but we did. But anyway, he can do them all, which those 9 streets and those 4 would be 13, and they would all be done.
So you need a motion?
Well, I need a motion, if anybody got any questions or anything. Do you understand what I said about the third page? I'm sorry.
Total.
Yeah, it's total.
Yeah, no, I understand. I was
Yeah.
just looking at this and looking at it.
I make a motion to move forward with this.
I'll second. Councilman Willis?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCann,
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton, Councilwoman McClure,
Yes.
Councilwoman Cantu,
Yes.
and Councilwoman Pugh.
Yes.
What I have for the updates is, this Saturday, we're having the trade day. We done it last year. I actually done it 6 years ago when I first came in, and it was a success. Last year, we had horrible weather. Looks like the weather may be all right this year, just a little on the cool side. But that is Saturday at the train depot, the parking lot, municipal parking lot. We ask people in the city if they want to bring, if they are gonna have a yard sale at their house, that's great, try to do it Saturday. If they don't have a place or they want to come to the municipal parking, there's no fees, there's no, they can do it for free. And the response to that on the internet, like I look at the internet, but what we've been told, they say this here has got as big a response as the Rivertown Festival on the July 4th, so there's a whole lot of interest in that. And like I said, we give them a spot to set up, and the city's not making any money on it. It's basically trying to create a little bit of traffic there, so. But anyway, that's this Saturday, and they can start setting up at 8 o'clock, is that right, Greg?
Yes.
At 8 o'clock. Anybody else have any updates?
Can I possibly get an update on the blighted properties?
Yep. You asked about the buildings downtown, was one of your concerns. We're not sure who owns the buildings downtown, it's all empty. We got an idea, but California Surface Board or Texas Two-Step, I'm not sure which one owns them. But anyway, and the other blighted properties that we have, the houses, Joe Paul there's been letters put out, there's been citations written.
One of the biggest concerns was this one up here, and it was immaculate compared to what it was.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing they're liking is some grass sitting down.
It does look nice where the trailer is.
Yeah.
They really do a good job.
We filed a couple more suits to sell property.
Yeah.
So I can give you that update, yeah. So we got 3 or 4 going now.
Really?
We're gonna sell real estate where people didn't clean it up, and we're gonna sell it. So, yeah.
Does anything ever happen with the house next to Angie's?
No, I mean, the property's clean, it's the house that's falling down, I mean.
No, but I know you said, he said poor people have to live somewhere too, but nobody should have to live like that, and that's what the only thing that upsets me.
Well, I mean, you got that house that's still standing, the property's clean, but yet you got buildings that's got roofs off of them and everything else down here. I mean, the city can't go and start tearing those places down. I mean, it's just not feasible for the city to do. So as long as he's making an effort to keep the lot clean, I can't help what's on the inside.
So he was not on that list then, on the newest?
Oh, he's been road. I mean, he's been given the letters to get it cleaned up, just like other people have. But it's like I said, it's the outside that's not bad. He's got a trailer right now that's in behind it that's, the guy's doing mechanic work in the yard and stuff, but that's getting ready to be
He's
addressed.
actually doing mechanic work on the city street.
Yeah, and he wasn't there today for me to get the truck moved. But,
Thank you.
but, as far as, there's one out on Fairlane Drive, that will be cited to court, I think the 9th or something like this month.
Is
And-
that the one behind my house?
No, this one's all out.
This is the worst of the worst,
Yeah.
and it's growing like a mushroom out there. And I will say this, the guy that's living there or whatever, with no utilities, may I add, I spoke with his mother, and his mother I don't know, she's really, really sick and probably passed. And the conversation I had with her was that if he doesn't do it, we've got to go in there and we've got to clean it up. And I told her, I said, when we clean it up, I said, you've got 7 days to pay. If you don't pay, we're going to put a lien on it and then have to go from there. And her answer to me was sort of, and this is a lady that's laying in bed that's probably, I don't want to say she's on her deathbed, but I know she's not in good shape whatsoever. And she basically told me, she said, you go in there and do what you got to do.
So she owns the property, not the guy that owns it?
It's her son.
Okay.
So,
And when I was out there riding, her son, his exact words was, give me a truck, mom will pay for it. Well, you know, if his mom that far gone, you know, in health wise, she shouldn't have to pay for it.
it's got to the point we've got to do something. You know, I mean, the neighbor, both sides complaining, and then there's another 2 doors down from them. It's as bad, but it's all in the backyard and you don't see it, sort of like your situation,
Yeah.
you know. But that situation out there is hopefully, we were going to start on Wednesday, but you know, with the rains and stuff. But hopefully this week we'll get started. I don't know, hell, we've got to take a backhoe or a bobcat and everything else out there.
How long do you think it'll take? A couple days, I mean,
It won't take that and long, you know. I mean, yeah, no, it'll take us a couple of days because so much of it's got to be done by hand, but, you know, we're going to send a bobcat out there. Some of them won't be done by hand.
And his court date's actually April 9th.
When it,
April 9th, which is next Tuesday, so.
Are there others scheduled to be on that day too? Or just his?
No, the rest of them's been letters and they're getting them cleaned up. I mean, we had that eyesore there on Walter Street that goes up the hill. I mean, I think that.
well, we
I
sort
think
of
it was
worked,
two of those 2-ton trucks worth.
yeah, we've taken 2 2-ton trucks out there and it's back there again. But we've sort of worked with the guy that lives in that house. He came there after the fact, it was already done. And then the Christian Baptist Church actually owns the property and we're working with them. So it's, well, like I said, we've got 80-90% of it cleaned up.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
Thank you.
The floor is open. Danny Palmer, would you like to speak?
Yes, I would, Mr. Mayor. I come to the city council, mayor, council, to give you an update on our progress with our ambulance service. I'm sure everybody's kind of excited about it. I know I am. It's been something that we've been working on for almost a year. But we're getting closer to that service being a reality. And we have, up to date now, we will have, let's see, we have a donated ambulance from Round County. We have a donated ambulance from King's Daughters. We have a donated ambulance from Bracken County. We will have a donated ambulance from Gallatin County plus a chase vehicle. We would have already gotten those vehicles, but as you know, as you're aware of, 2 weeks ago they had a severe storm down in Gallatin County, and they had about 40 homes damaged, and they had bought a brand new Tahoe that they were going to put in service for EMS, and they got crushed by a tree. So we are basically waiting on them to have an emergency physical court meeting to where we can go pick those up. We have had numerous supplies donated to us. We've had monetary donations given to us. I've had at least 2 conversations with the mayor over this, but I can tell you that as of next Monday, we will announce the new candidate to be our EMS director. I can't do that right now because the person is still being employed right now. I don't want to do that, cause him or her any ill will. But we are making great progress, and we are looking for a site to run out of. We have our procedures and our policies in place, and our bylaws are written, and we are starting to make progress. It's getting to the point now where we as a board cannot do anymore. I don't know how to stock the trucks. I don't want to go out and hire 12 people to run and then an EMS director come in and say, make this work. So they will vet their people. The EMS director will be required to hire his people. They'll have to pass all the requirements with the state. Our CON we applied for January the 30th. It usually is it could take almost up to a year to get.
That's a certificate of need.
Certificate of need, and it's through the Office of the Inspector General. I'm sure Mr. McGinnis is well aware of what it takes to get a CON. And it's pretty detailed, and I know there were several people in the city and the county both that wrote letters of support to that. And we greatly appreciate that. Robin Webb wrote a letter of support, Patrick Flannery wrote a letter of support, Rocky Atkins wrote a letter of support. Actually, we had a call from the governor to the OIG. So, as of the first week in June, we will have our full certificate of need. So, but we are in a situation with Portsmouth now with their ambulance service, and if they do leave, then K-Beans has promised us that we will be issued an emergency certificate to do the emergency runs only. And we've known that all along. But we have done all of our paperwork. We are in the month stage, and Mr. McGinnis can tell you that we're in the point of if somebody wants to contest it. And we're just about, I think we've passed that or almost close, that nobody's going to contest it. So sometimes it's a big deal. I read one last month where there was a county-run service, and the person in the county wanted to start another service, and the county judge actually contested the other CON because he thought the county-run service was being run fine. Mm-hmm. So I guess you can run into those type of legal situations. But as of today, we haven't had those type of things. So, but we're very fortunate. But I won't say that it's been a bed of roses. It's been an eye-opening experience. I've had 27 years in healthcare with dealing with hospitals, sitting on boards, and it's a little different the way it operates. And there's a lot of rules and regulations, and we've had a lot of people in the surrounding areas that helped us. Round County's helped us, Fleming County's helped us. Since Greenup County has started their new service, Bobby Hall and Kevin Callahan both have been great. The Boyd County EMS director, the Boyd County judge, we've had tremendous support. Everybody wants this to succeed. When Eddie Sloan, the head of K-Beans, comes to you and says, we want to make this work, then we know that we've got the state support as well. So I just wanted to give you an update. If there's any questions you'd like to ask, I'll answer them to the best of my ability, but just wanted to assure you that hopefully within the next few months we'll have our own service up and going, and I won't say that there won't be hiccups and hurdles, but we'll do our best to serve the people of Lewis County. My goal when I took this on to be chairman, I told everybody it doesn't matter if you live in Concord or if you live in Laurel. Everybody deserves an ambulance in a fashion just like everybody else. I'm not saying they're going to be there in 5 minutes, but we want to do our best to serve the people of Lewis County. Yes.
So ultimately, and you may not know this, but the timeline before we hire those 12 people and get up and running full, are we saying July 1st?
I'm saying it's going to be before then, but I don't want to throw a date out
That's
there.
fair.
I've been hesitant to do that all along, because when you throw dates out there, the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to set this service up to fail from the start. Because if I go out there and say we're going to start June 1st and we don't start June 1st, then there's going to be a certain amount of people out there that are going to say, well, it's the same old service, we're not going to get what we need. And I don't want that. I would much rather tell you I don't know, and I don't know right now. But I'm telling you that we were way closer than we were this time last year.
That's awesome.
And if someone would have told me that we were going to have 7 vehicles and 6 of them were donated to, we've got 7 vehicles, 6 of them are donated, and we paid $20,000 for one. And we possibly got $500 in were maintenance fees on the other ones. If someone had told me that this time last year, I would have said you've lost your mind.
That's great.
That's how generous the people have been, so. But I assure you that when we get ready to go, everybody's gonna know. I've assured the mayor that next Monday, he's gonna get a call, and I'm gonna let him know who the EMS director is. I want the city and the county, I want this to be a joint venture. The people in the city deserve an ambulance just as much as everybody does in the county. I know they work in two different types of government, but we all gotta work together in this.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've gotta work with Joe Paul's group at the police department. We've gotta work with Johnny Bivens' group. We've gotta work with all the fire departments. A lot of times the firefighters are the first ones on the scene. We wanna make sure that we have a great working relationship with all those people. I mean, it's very important because a lot of times they're there first, they see things, they can help us. I mean, if there's a cardiac patient and we've got 2 paramedics there and they have to work in the back, there's nobody to drive. One of the firefighters may have to drive. We have to have a smooth and working relationship with them. But I have talked to the mayor and I wanted to give you an update. I didn't want to do it until we got closer in time because I know how everybody are. They get anxious. They want us to start. We want to start. We want to get going. We want to make sure that this service is worthy of the people of Lewis County. And we want to build those trusts. We want the EMS director to come to the city and talk to them about it, to go to the county and talk to them about it. We want that. He's going to be the face of it. I mean, my face is going to go away here in a few minutes, and I'll be glad of it. But I have tried my best to get this service to this point, and it's been a lot of hard work, but I can say I've enjoyed it along the way.
Well, we appreciate you, Danny.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I appreciate all you all as well.
And George Sparks said something to me one day, and I think it is so true. You're saying the city and the county need to work together. That's so important. But he had made a comment to me. He said, you may not see eye to eye, but you need to walk hand in hand if you want to accomplish anything.
That's exactly right.
And I love that saying. I always give him credit for it. He's the one that told me that. But he said, I think a minister said that to him or something.
Well, 2 ideas are better than one.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned with this service, there has been no wrong question. And we always try to find the right answer. So, but I don't want to take up any more of your time than I have to, but I'll assure you that as we get closer in time, I'll be back to see you again. And if you ever have any concerns with us and I'm still chairing or serving on the board, I'd be glad to entertain, to try to answer those questions. Because we want to, like I said, we want to have the best possible service that we can for Lewis County. And I say Lewis County, even though that speaks kind of county, it's still the city of Vanceburg as well. So,
Thank you very much.
thank you all.
Thank you.
Next, Richard Walshy.
I know that you guys get a lot of negativity. A lot of people come here with complaints, and I do not envy your positions. So I noticed a couple of weeks ago they were putting a roof on the Home Depot, not the Home Depot, but the Depot company.
Yeah.
A Home Depot would be nice, but right there. And I thought those city workers were out there working it. It started sprinkling rain. They didn't stop. They stayed on it. They got the job done. And I got thinking, I've seen the parks straightened up. I've seen roads paved. I've seen festivals. I've just seen a lot of positive things, and I wanted to acknowledge that you guys are doing it. And since selling real estate, I've sold probably, I think almost to somebody from every state in the union. I purchased the H&R Block building and where Grover's office was, and that's where I operate out of. And I sold Joan the adjoining building, and she's made tremendous improvements there. Mary just purchased a home on Front Street. She's done a total remodel on it. And I noticed that when clients come in from out of town, I show a lot in the county, sell a lot of rural properties, hunting properties, but they always want to come to Vanceburg. They want to ask me about how's Vanceburg doing. And in the past, it was a little tough, still a little tough, because I would start almost directing them to Maysville, and I caught myself, I don't want to do that. I said, if you want a Home Depot, or Lowe's rather, or if you want restaurants, that's probably where you're going to have to go to. We're limited here. But they still always want to see the town. I said, it is the county seat, and they want to come and see the town. So what you're talking about earlier, cleaning up these homes, buildings, anything we can do, all it does is improve the value of all our properties. But, anyway, I just want to say thanks. You guys did a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to sort of elaborate here about what he said about the roofs. We have put new roofs on the depot, on the carriage house at the depot, the Veterans Park, the Scott Park, and the shelter house at the boat docks. And we done it all with what the guys we had to work with. We got all 4 or 5 of those roofs put on. I'll promise you, for less than half of what a contractor. We got the guys we got working, we got guys that know mechanics, we got guys that are carpenters, we got guys working for us that can be making a whole lot more money other places, but they're like themselves, are getting old and they like being right here at home. But we're very fortunate to have all these roofs put on for the amount of money we got to do that with. And, you all as council was the ones that approved to do that last year. And, anyway, we saved a tremendous amount of money, and I appreciate that. And like I said, if we can save the roofs on these buildings, that's the first thing where you gotta start at to try to save the rest of it. And, we've got some repairs that's going on at the depot. We have to go through Frankfurt with that, and a guy came up and looked at it, and he approved everything except for the metal roof. He said it's gotta go back to its original roof, and so we put shingle on it, and I sent him a picture of 1907 that had metal roof on it, but anyway, it looks fine with the shingle roof. But he was I was afraid when he come that he was going to really sort of be a typical bureaucrat from Frankfurt, but he wasn't. He was very much interested in what we were doing, and he approved everything, and we're going to paint the carriage house at the depot. We've got some repairs, window seals and stuff down there. But again, I'd like to tell the council thanks for approving that, because, it helped us start saving some buildings that we own. So, again, thank you. Does anybody have anything else? What you read?
Motion closed? No.
Need a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
I second that.
Thank you all.